On the centenary of Victoria's first female councillor's election, one local council in Melbourne wants to honour Mary Rogers by installing 2 Green Lady pedestrian lights. One already exists in Richmond, but the City of Yarra has proposed 2 more, costing $15,000 each. The funding of such lights would fall on the state taxpayers, and Ratepayers Victoria President has accused the council of pointless virtue signalling behaviour. Ben, when Victoria is in an economic crisis, should taxpayers' money be spent on something like this?
No, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand it at all. I mean, I must admit I've seen that traffic light and I thought they did that for me. But apparently it's about equality and amongst other things. So I'm just going to say, what a waste of money, and maybe buy some masks and give them out to the homeless.
Danny, is it at least a symbol of, equality that we're trying to have, the walk sign be a female version as well? And, is it really a big deal if they put them in? What's the resistance?
I think it has its place, and right now, that's not the time. The time right now isn't to be focused on whether we have a female walking person at a traffic light. No one's going to be using it anyway because you can't go out there. You can't appreciate it. That money should be used to go back into the state, hospitals, all those things that we're going to need later on. That's vital right now. It's a bit of a slap in the face for that, the state to be wanting to worry about a lady on a traffic light versus the pandemic that it's, what is it, 700 cases a day or something ridiculous like that?
725 yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Robbo,
I just worry,
what I'm confused about this is why wouldn't they just say, look, all new ones will have the female version? Why do they have to go and replace existing ones?
Because we don't need that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I worry when we go. I take everyone's point entirely about not spending the money and things like that at this point. But I worry when you take away everything, and you're just left with kind of COVID stuff, just coronavirus stuff. This would have been costed months ago. These kind of decisions don't happen quickly. They aren't paid for quickly. So this would have been months and months ago that this money was set aside for this. Like I said, I get your point, but I just worry when we keep taking, like people still need to feel something as opposed to, the shitty life that is in lockdown and what that is. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I do.
I just worry
it is a thing. It doesn't have to be an either or issue. You can deal with 2 things at once. Yes, there's COVID-19 happening, but there are other issues still at play. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And I also I'm a big believer in councils and governments buying. Sorry.
Is it really an issue?
Sorry. No, but I was going to say.
Yes. Do we need equality for street signs? This is actually a very good point, Daddy. Do we actually need female version? I thought they were generic. I didn't realise they were men.
What?
They're stick figures.
They're not.
What are we going to draw tits on them?
They're not changing. They're not.
Can we have a look at the headline again, please, Amanda, just to show everyone what we're talking about?
They are not saying that they want to change every single light. It's 2 lights. It's celebrating the first female councillor, the centenary of that. I think if you start taking away everything, then it just is shit. I'm a big believer in governments and councils spending, quite a bit of money on sculptures and fountains and
me too.
Things like that, because I think that's important. I do believe that government should be able to do 2 things at once. And this, as I said again, this would have been costed ages ago. It's a nice cause. It's a good, commemoration. It's not just some boring plaque in a park.
I'm sure.
This is something that people see.
Are we commemorating women or Mary Poppins, though? It looks like Mary Poppins.
It's definitely Mary Poppins. And it's just like Mary Poppins. It's a bit of sugar and sprinkle on something and completely unnecessary. And by the way, Mary Poppins is very overrated. Never really liked it.
It's the Ben, Rob and Robbo, Ben, Rob and Robbo, Ben, Rob and Robbo Show.